Hey, this is Paul Gutricht. Last month, I gave a clip on what are the good components of an apology, what make up the components of good apology. We're going to go over that today because I have a follow up question, which is what if a friend or significant other apologizes to me, but it still bothers me? Okay. So we're going to look at a couple of things. First of all, it's normal that you still might be bothered about a negative act that was done to you. Okay. Our response time emotionally is slower than our rational response time. Our rational mind can go, yeah, okay, they did apologize. They do see it's a bad thing. But emotionally, I might still be filled with some bad feelings bringing around about it. Okay. Now it's going to be helped by a good apology. Um, but staying with this emotional piece right now, our emotion mind moves at a slower pace in terms of resolution. So that's why sometimes we get in this situation where someone says, well, I said I'm sorry. Why are you still mad at me? Because my anger takes longer to dissipate than my rational mind's understanding that you have apologized. Okay. All right. So now, though, what happens if over time you're still feeling bothered about something about the situation and the apology that you did get? Okay, this is when you get an apology. If you didn't get an apology, of course you're still bothered. It's when you've been given one and something's still going on that we're going to troubleshoot the apology. Okay, so first we're going to look at the elements of an effective apology. Okay, so we went over this last month. You want to acknowledge what happened factually. You want to take ownership and accountability about it. Like, I did this, that I hurt your feelings. Okay. And that brings me to the third step, which is acknowledging the emotional impact that it's had, along with whatever material impact it's had. 4, I want to include my own judgment or criticism of my own behavior, and I want to state how I'm feeling emotionally about it. Those are two important domains, thought and feeling, right? It was irresponsible of me or reckless or thoughtless of me to do that, and I feel bad about it. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed that I did that, okay? Whatever language you think is appropriate. And then finally, step 6 is state how you're going to repair the situation and make amends, what you're going to do, okay? So, two of the pieces that may contribute to you still feeling bothered from an apology is you did not get a sincere sense of their remorse. Like, they didn't talk about how they felt about their behavior, right? And a lot of times, if I were to pick which piece often gets left out of an apology, it's probably that one, because everybody feels bad. Nobody wants to be apologizing anybody anyway. So I might not say, yeah, I feel really stupid, or I feel embarrassed that I did that. Like, that's not my best me coming forward, right? So that might be a piece of this, that you didn't get a sense that they were really sincere, or some people might say, well, I don't think it cost them anything. That's a little bit more of an assessment, and it can be hard. It's very subjective. Like, did they mean it? Were they sincere? So you may have to give yourself or give them, a little bit of wiggle room around that. Okay. But the other piece of this is, did you get an assurance about the future? This is a little more concrete. Okay. Did someone say, I'm going to, I'm going to make sure that when we have a conversation, if I heat up, that I'm going to ask for a break, tell you how long I need, and step away. Okay. Uh, Also, be wary if someone says, I'm never going to do that again. Because whatever it was, never is in the world of perfectionism, and it's hard to really be there. So more of what we might need from them is a commitment to changing behavior, an ongoing commitment to changing behavior. Okay. So that's the troubleshooting piece. Maybe you're not so sure about their feelings of remorse, which is more subjective and is a little harder to circle back on 3 months later and go, I don't know that you really meant that, or I'm not sure I really got that. That can be tricky, but if you need to do it, that may be the thing you need. But also, you may need more reassurances about the future, and that is a need, and you can ask for that. Okay. I guess I've been thinking about it because I'm worried about it happening again. And I need to hear what you want to do instead of that. Not what they're never going to do again, but what they are going to do. Okay. All right, I hope that's useful. Now, then that leads us to the forgiveness piece also, because I may be having trouble forgiving because I may be thinking, well, forgiving is equal to approving their behavior, which it is not. Okay. So this is the good news. You don't have to approve of someone's behavior when you're thinking about forgiving them, right? A lot of people have said to me that forgiveness is a little bit more about letting go so that I can move on. I'm going to forgive so that I can move on. And I got to be there. I got to be there mentally and emotionally. Okay. Because the physical injury doesn't disappear. Or let me put it this way, the emotional or physical injury, sorry, I misspoke, doesn't disappear. It just means you're clearing out the injury so that it can heal properly. Like imagine if you actually got injured and you keep picking at it, it's not going to heal well. And it's got to be cleaned out well so that it can heal, because when something bad happened, your forgiveness doesn't make it go away and disappear. Okay. It's now part of the story of your relationship with this other person, but you want it to heal so that you can move on, right? The scar will be there, but you'll be able to move on. Okay. So, the topic of forgiveness deserves its own clip. I'm going to do some more research on it and circle back with one in the next few weeks. But I hope this is useful, okay, for troubleshooting an apology and wrangling with forgiveness. Okay, thanks. Till next week.